All right, y'all. So now let's get into this story regarding, speaking of Madonna, let's talk about this. So Ryan Murphy has been started quite the debate online when he recently stated that he feels Madonna is the most important artist in the last 50 years and feels like the person that comes closest to what Madonna is giving is Taylor Swift. And of course, with all this being said, people was in their feelings. There were some people that, of course, you're going to say it because they white. You ain't say nobody else. But I got my thoughts on this, so let's get into it. So Ryan Murphy may have, shout out to that Grape Juice for actually bringing this to my attention. So I was like, let me just bring that over here for y'all, and then we could just debate it. So Ryan Murphy may have created some of modern history's most celebrated shows, like Nip Tuck, American Horror Story, Monster, Feud, that, what was that? The recent show that's kind of The Beauty. He had that show too. The Emmy, Tony, and Grammy Award-winning writer, director, and TV producer has reignited a feud between some of entertainment industry's biggest fan bases for his belief that Queen of Pop Madonna's reign extends across all genres of music. Well, she has dabbled in every genre of music, so yes. Much like Beyonce fans, also known as the Beehive, who cried foul at her omission from New York Times' recent 30 Greatest Living Songwriters tally, Madge fans echoed the sentiment on at her name being left off the list. Among those making headlines for the dissension is Murphy, who took to Instagram to voice his disapproval, saying, quote, Madonna is the most important artist of the last 50 years. And we should say alive. We ain't talking about, some people was bringing up Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson been dead for almost 20 fucking years. What are y'all talking about? Yes, when you get up there and y'all went and watched the movie and you got the music and stuff going on Spotify and all other stuff, yes, it's reigniting the nostalgia within you. However, the cultural significance, we got to talk about, like, I guess they got to be specific because some of y'all just be acting real stupid on purpose. We'll just say in the last 50 years, who's actually living and breathing. No one comes close to cultural impact, he said cultural import, other than Taylor Swift and Paul McCartney. Now, I got thoughts on that one. Both of whom are truly incredible artists for the ages. This is what he shared via a lengthy comment on the Madonna Literal fan page. The hate Madonna has received and survived, it's beyond comprehension. There is no one in my lifetime who has meant more to me or had more of an impact on art, fashion, music, all of it than Madonna. You have to also realize that Ryan Murphy is a man of a certain age, and when no one of Ryan Murphy's age, and even my age, because I was a kid when Madonna came out and I grew up with that. So we never saw an artist of her caliber doing what she was doing at the time that she was doing it, especially when she was one of the rare artists. And yeah, a lot of the older gays have had their divas. You have your Lizas and your Judy Garlands and your this and your that and all these other, and your Diana Rosses or whatever. But none of them was out there giving what Madonna was giving, where she was standing up and fighting the real enemy. I know I took that from Sinead O'Connor, but she was out there fighting a real enemy, which was a lot of people who were coming at the homosexual community, particularly Reagan, and his stance on looking down on people with AIDS. But of course, when he was having his ailments, all of a sudden they want to look into all the research and stuff to help him live. But it's like, fuck y'all. I don't give a damn about y'all over there. What we got going over here is more important because we're not affected. Her, speaking out against gay rights and AIDS and all the things that was going on with that when it wasn't popular to do so, and her losing out on deals because she spoke out on certain things politically. And the fact that for a lot of gay men of a certain age, we felt that she made it okay for us to be who we were at a time where we were looked down upon and treated like shit and told we're abomination, we're going to hell, and all these other things. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people look to Madonna, and a lot of the fact that she is very opinionated in a lot of things. And they always want you to just shut up and sing. Like Jack Osborne, who run around here telling people that they need to keep their political beliefs to themselves. But if he actually stopped spending up his father's goddamn money and listened to his songs, like War Pigs and a bunch of others, he'd realize that his father was very political. So you telling him, if he was alive, you telling him to shut up and sing too? So now, as his statement started making its rounds and getting mixed reactions across social media, he weighed in again to double down on his stance, saying, I stand behind this 100%. How can you not include Madonna on this list? It's insane not to. And my deeper question is, why are other artists who Madonna paved the way for not saying this? So many of them walked down paths Madonna paved alone. And that's a fact. And of course, you're going to have people saying, like, well, what paths did she pave? You see them extravagant concerts y'all be going to, and y'all be seeing that crazy stage and all the crazy dancers and 3-part acts and all the other shit. Who was doing that before Madonna? I'll wait. Who was giving y'all a full Broadway spectacle when you would go to a massive concert where you had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and all these different things that was going on in the show? Wasn't nobody before her doing that. Also, her work ethic is unlike any other that we've seen. Even when she was well into her 50s and probably during the Madam X tour when she had all them ailments in her knee and her hip, she still was out here trying to compete and dance about as hard as them dancers a quarter her age. So I agree with him on the Madonna part, because even today, when you look at a lot of artists, when you look at the Ariana Grandes and you look at the Sabrina Carpenters and you look at some of the other girls that came down, Pink and Britney and Christina and all these other girls, they always talk about how they looked up to Madonna, how they inspired her, and what her tenacity and everything that she was doing, and inspired them to do what they were doing and incorporate a lot of what she was doing into her shows. That's the part that we're talking about with the cultural impact. Now, as far as Taylor Swift go, you done lost your damn mind with that one, because I'm going to point out that, to me, the person, if we're going to talk about cultural impact and who comes close to what Madonna's doing, I would incorporate Beyonce in that. To me, Beyonce is the one who gives more of that aspect of the music. Tay, wait, hold on. I gotta read y'all literally what I wrote, because I wrote a whole thesis. So I should probably just read y'all about overall thoughts instead of me getting all caught up in it. But anyway, let me finish this story and then I'm gonna read y'all what I wrote. And they said, and while the debate ignited from this, his contemporary rages on, Madonna Taylor nor New York Times has weighed in on the hoopla yet. Ryan's high praise of match follows similar adulation delivered by Hall & Oates legend Daryl Hall, who claimed modern pop music wouldn't exist without her. And people really don't give her flowers in regards of like how she is very hands-on in regards to the music production of her songs, her songwriting, like how she comes prepared, where she got that. If you see her with that little notebook, you already know it's business. She got all her thoughts and everything written down up in there, and she's very hands-on with the lyrics and things. So Madonna is very much a curator of a lot of what she does, and not just an orchestrator of putting things together from other people's ideas. She has strong viewpoints and ideas on what she wants to do and how she wants creatively her tours to look. She's very hands-on with that too. And not that she just sits back and like, give me a bunch of ideas. I don't like that one. Don't like that one. She's not a window shopper. She's not Rihanna. Rihanna's a window shopper, and I love Rihanna, but let's be clear. Rihanna goes up in there, and y'all give her the song she gonna sing, and she sings them. And y'all give them, and all that other stuff. But when it comes to Madonna, she's very hands-on. But here's what I wrote in the whole thing. So I said, I have agreed with Ryan on this debate. I do agree that no other artist in my lifetime has had the cultural impact that Madonna has, and she paved the way for how young women find power in their sexuality and womanhood. She also reinvented the live pop show, bringing a 3-pop act, Broadway theatrics, and visual technology to the forefront. Madonna is not some woman who just struts around the stage in a leotard and ripped stockings, patting her puss for 2 hours for attention. Her music, her live shows, her stage presence all have substance. No one also has her insane work ethic. We have seen time and time again how hard she works, and her tenacity and energy on the stage puts people a quarter her age to shame. I also get Paul McCartney being included, but Taylor Swift, yes, she has impact from a business and financial standpoint, but I get nothing cultural from Taylor, especially them elementary school lyrics she still incorporates in her music at 35. So now, quiet as it's kept, Beyonce has more of a cultural impact when it comes close to Madonna in regards to cultural importance. But I believe because Taylor has a chokehold on a majority white female audience, she gets Ryan's seal of approval. Other than that, he is absolutely correct about Madonna. So, um, yeah, I think that's all I got to say on that. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. What you guys think of this story? Do you agree with Ryan Murphy's statement in regards to the fact that they then left Madonna off that whole songwriting situation, the fact that a lot of people still don't take her seriously. I mean, I don't know what it is about these people, why they don't take Madonna seriously. Maybe because she's not running around here like Mariah Carey at every second. I'm a songwriter, I'm a songwriter, I'm a songwriter, I'm a songwriter, like a fucking parrot. It's like, bitch, we know you write your shit. You tell us every damn chance you get. So, maybe that's the reason why. But a lot of people who, if you're a creator, you don't need to brag about your accolades. And to me, she just gives me like, she don't need to be out here bragging and boasting and all this other mess. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. In regards to the Madonna part, I agree with Paul McCartney. I understand he's an icon. He's somebody who has surpassed the Beatles and everything and has done music on his own and had his own successes as a solo act. As far as the Taylor Swift goes, yes, she is able, like, she puts out 89,000 bundles of the same goddamn song. Y'all buy it. So she definitely has a loyal fan base. But as far as like cultural impact, nothing I get from her has spells cultural impact. I mean, writing a whole bunch of songs about men you've been in relationships with, that's just telling their business from your point of view. That's not culturally impacting anybody except spilling somebody else's tea for your financial gain. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.